Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about what is the fastest year Crown Victoria. So right now we're going to go ahead and fill the Crown Vic up, put some 87 in there. Right now gas is I think right around $1.87 in my area. Let me know what it is in your area. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy filled up and jump on to the topic. So if you like me, you're probably wondering, hey, what is the fastest year, or what's the fastest, around the fastest year Crown Vic that you can buy? Now we're going to be comparing this from the auction. We're not going to be comparing, straight out of the factory, brand spanking new, which one is the fastest. So we are going to be calculating in, wear and tear, just gear ratio, things like that. Because if you're like us, or many of us, we always go to the auction and buy the cars. Now, no, we're not going to be comparing the car to this bike here, but that will be kind of cool. So here you have the 2005. That is a Ford Crown Victoria. It's pretty much the car to start the channel. So like I was saying, basically you got to factor in gear ratio, how the car is programmed. There's no such thing as police chips. And how well the car was maintained. So here, this is actually the exact same car that I just showed you. We just painted it blue. So this is the earlier stages of it. And like I said, most of these cars come from the police department auction. So let's get into it. Now, there's not really a way to just cipher it down to one exact year, but we want to see, can we break it down to the closest years that are the fastest. So right out of the gate, we're going to be comparing anything from a 96 Crown Vic on up to the last year they made them, 2011. So of course, if you start off between the 96 and the 97, they have clutch fans, where the engine is hooked to the cooling fan, and that slows the engine down drastically. I think you lose like 20%, somewhere in there. You lose a significant amount. Not to say the cars they won't be fast, but you lose a little power there. Now I have we have competed with those vehicles, and they have performed great. So if you have a 96 or 97, some of those cars actually roll. Now, on into the newer body styles, the 98 to 2011. Of course, the 98 to at least 2002 are like at least 2001 are like the early dinosaur ages of the Crown Vic as far as the newer body style. They came out, they removed the plugs and wires and went individually coil packs. That helped. They removed the clutch fan and all of that to help improve the performance. But the engine itself was, like I said, still a dinosaur engine. So they didn't upgrade the engine until like late 2000s on up to 2004. They started replacing the heads and things like that because the engines were blowing out spark plugs and things of that. So if you get one between 98 up to 2004, that's when all the upgrades and everything were being done to the internals of the engine. Now that brings us to the 2005, once they start updating the computer system, and they pretty much done worked out all the tweaks and things that were wrong with the Crown Vic engines. And no, all Crown Vics come with the same transmission, so we won't have to get into that part. But by then, by 2005, everything had been worked out engine-wise. Now, of course, there's going to be some people who say, well, hey, I got the fastest one from the auction. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this one right here. This is probably one of the fastest Crown Vics that I bought at the auction. Check out the green stem on the tires. They kept them filled with nitrogen. Now, this car here had actually set up I want to say about at least 2 years before. It hadn't been cranked up in about 2 years. But let's look up on the hood of this car and see what they have up under it. Now this right here was a modified 4.6 liter engine. And I talked to the mechanic, and now what they did at this department, if you missed the previous video, I did a video on this a while ago. They rebuilt these engines after about, I want to say 190 to 200,000 miles. They'll take them out, redo everything in the engine, redo the internals, do whatever upgrades needed. They even added the cold air intake on it to make sure they get the peak performance out of these cars. So this right here, now this was actually a 2000. I want to say it was a 2004, and I'm gonna show a clip where I crank it up, and the only noise that you're gonna hear like a little whine noise, but that's from the power steering. Fluid had to be changed. I got that changed and it had quiet down. But now we're gonna crank it up and let you hear it. But check it out. So this, I mean, some of the things that you buy at the auction, this is rare that you'll buy one like this at the auction, but you know, this is some things you can grab. It just goes to show you can actually grab, you know, a Crown Vic that has some serious performance up on the hood. And I even mentioned there's like a little, it's like a gold badge that they put up on the hood of the car, and they let you know the mileage and what year and everything it was rebuilt. Because some people were like, well, no, they only added the filter on there, but no, they actually got the badge. You can see it right there to the left where they put the date, the mileage, and everything, where they rebuilt the engine and all the upgrades or whatever that was done to it around that year. So if you are looking for the fastest year, which most people are, of course you would have to go with the newer Crown Vics, you know, 05 to 2011. Now, of course, if you get around the 2009 to 11, they may be the fastest years. Now, if you know exactly what you may think that's the fastest year, please leave it down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. One more.